Good evening, Dragons. My name is David Hurley. I'm CEO and founder of Life Drug Testing Kit Ireland. Just a little bit about myself. I have a 4-year sales marketing degree from CIT. I have 4-year sales experience, 2 years in the pharmaceutical and 2 years in the food and beverage sector. This is about my product, how I got into it. Just lucky the young guy called Alex Ryan that died last year. He died of what he thought was taking LSD, but it turned out to be sulfuric and different type of acid, but it destroy his organs and kill them. And then I did a bit of research on drugs and drug addiction in Ireland. We're the third highest consumers of cocaine in Europe. We are the highest consumer of psychoactive drugs in our teenagers. So psychoactive drugs will be pills and tablet form of drug. We also have the third highest death rate in Europe from drugs. And we're the number 1 users in Europe of heroin. So this got me thinking, why don't we use drug testing kits? There's drug testing kits in Amsterdam, which is Holland, Canada, America, Germany and France for years upon years, and they're starting to come into the UK. And they saved many lives. So it got me thinking, why can't they not do it in Ireland? So I went onto the streets in Cork. I surveyed over 325 people, and over 85% of people said they had drugs in their life. I asked them, did people know what they were taking? And under 30% knew what they were taking. Then I asked people, would they use a drug testing kit? And they said they would feel that would be better to try to use a drug testing kit than just taking anything without even knowing. Then I asked them how much they were willing to pay, and they said anything between 25 to 35, 40 euro. The same day, I went across the Lloyd's Pharmacy, across the street on Patrick Street. This is the biggest pharmacy shop in Ireland with over 165 stores. I asked them, were they starting such a product? They said no. So it got me thinking about this product. How could I do it? And I started looking into I looked into the 2 biggest makers. One was Holland's Easy Test and the other is Dance America. So I looked at it. I went to a manufacturer. I eventually found a manufacturer in Turkey. So it cost me €3.50 per unit. I've imported 20,000 units, but it cost me 70,000. Things work really well. I'll just give you a breakdown information about my cost for the year. So as I said, I imported, they were €3.50, about 20,000 units, cost me 70,000. Stratford Lenses is my main supplier. I know this company personally. They call to all the pharmacies and quite a good few of the supermarkets in Ireland. I have been a sales and marketing person with sponsorship. That's cost me €50,000. I think it's a pretty big investment. But I think it's really worth it because we have social media. We have Twitter, we have everything out, we have YouTube channel, we have everything. But also that we're sponsoring 2 big music festivals this year. We're sponsoring Electric Picnic and Long to Shoot. We've also called into all the colleges, we've done sampling in all the big colleges in Galway, Limerick, Cork, Kildare, Dublin, just to get our product out there. And the rest of my costs in my insurance is 10,000, my part-time accountant is 20,000, I pay myself 30,000. Just to let you know that €3.50 per unit, that includes everything. That's from my supplier to my door, my cert, my guarantee from my supplier. Just to let you know then what we sold so far this year. We're in over 400 stores. We sold 105,000 worth of units. So we're selling at €14 and we sold 7,500 units. And just yesterday we've agreed a Save a Live Pharmacy to supply them with 10,000 units at €14. And I expect to sell at least for this year another 105,000 euro. So that would bring us to 350,000 minus my cost for the year, which is 187,000. So that give me 163,000 profit, gross profit. Then for next year, if we're selling 25,000 units this year, we're hoping to do at least double that next year. So we'll look at our cost to be 442,000 because I'm also looking to bring 2 sales ups on the road for myself. Just a million cars, diesel and petrol, that will bring it up to that. And obviously purchasing 60,000 units worth of the drug testing kit. And that should see a profit of 840,000. Or sorry, that should see sales of 840,000 and then a profit of 398,000. What I want you Dragons, I feel my business is up and going, it's going well. I'm offering 5% to my company for 50,000. What I want from you, I want to expand this business. I want to expand abroad. I see the UK as a market and I want to sew up Ireland. I believe you have great contacts in the food and beverage sector, so I really want to target SuperValu, Dunnes, because I feel in the 21st century that this is a problem that we really need to get over. So thank you for your time. I'm looking forward to your questions and your investment. Thank you.